garlic butter lobster with the garlic mashed potatoes. Can't forget the toasted garlic bread, as well as a side of asparagus. I'm about to show you how to make this delicious meal right here. Just keep on watching. Let's get to it. Alright, now to begin, we got to get that garlic mashed potato going. I got myself a potato as well as a potato peeler. So I'm gonna go ahead and get to work, peel this potato up. Once that's all said and done, I'm gonna grab me a big old knife and kind of chop up this potato into nice sized chunks that we are gonna boil up. Once you chop them up, don't forget to rinse off all that excess starch that comes with the potato and whatnot. Rinse that off first, then go ahead and get it in a nice hot boiling pot of water. Drop a little bit of salt up in that thing, top it off, and let it boil up. And guys, I'm trying something new where I'm bringing the whole entire meal to you guys, as far as the main course, the side dishes and whatnot. Let me know down in the comments if you like this format. If you do, I'll continue to bring this to you. I normally just stick to the main course and kind of let you guys figure out the side dishes, but if you want me to do the whole entire meal, I do not mind at all. You just got to let me know down in the comments, and don't forget to leave me a like as well. You can't forget that. So like I said, we're just gonna salt up these potatoes, top it off, let it boil up, put it to the side, and we're gonna move on to our lobster. I got myself 3 of these kind of small lobsters. I tried to get some bigger ones, but couldn't find them, but we're gonna make do with what we got. So I'm gonna go ahead and get my kitchen shears and go ahead and slice along the top of this lobster shell or tail, however you wanna say it. And we are gonna kind of pry that open a little bit, just like so. Kind of pry it open a little bit, and then slide your fingers right underneath that meat, and go ahead and try to pull it out, place it on top. Makes for a nice, beautiful presentation when it's all said and done. And continue this until you have all your lobsters looking like so. So now we're gonna just season up our lobster generously. On the screen, I'm gonna list what I'm using to season up my lobster. In general, this is my all-purpose seasoning. This is what I use as far as a base for everything. I'm gonna put that on there, as well as a little bit of Old Bay as well. Toss a little bit of that, and like I say, we gotta be generous, because ain't no bland lobster over here. Nothing at all. I'm trying to tell you, if your lobster don't look like this after it's done being seasoned up, send it back to the kitchen where it came from. Don't send it back to the kitchen, forget that. Send it back to the ocean, baby. We don't want it. So go ahead and preheat your oven to 400 degrees. Go ahead and place your lobster on a oven safe pan. I'm using a wire rack. It's up to you, it's kind of preference, but we're gonna bake that for about 10 minutes or so. In the meanwhile, we're gonna come back to our mashed potatoes. We're gonna get that in a bowl. We have it all drained off and whatnot. I'm dropping a half a stick of butter, unsalted of course, and I'm also gonna drop in some minced garlic. You could use a little less garlic, a little more garlic. You can also use garlic powder if you don't like the actual minced garlic in there. And we are going to also drop a little salt and pepper in this as well. And if you want to make it even more creamy, you have the option to add some heavy cream to this as well, but mine came out very, very nice as is. So I'm just gonna go ahead and get my potato masher and go crazy, turn into a madman, and mash these potatoes up just like so until they're nice and beautiful. And like I said, you salt to taste. Once you have it all mixed up, go ahead and grab a spoon, give it a little taste. If it needs a little more salt or a little bit more pepper, go ahead and sprinkle in a little bit more as you desire. So go ahead and put your mashed potatoes to the side. We're moving on to our asparagus. These are already rinsed off, and I'm just cutting off the bottom portion of these. I'm gonna go ahead and get my pan nice and hot, sprinkle in a little bit of olive oil, get my asparagus all up in there, and we are gonna season them up with the same seasoning that we use to season up our lobster, obviously minus the Old Bay. So I'm gonna go ahead and sprinkle that up, and we're gonna cook this for a couple minutes, and it's kind of up to you how long you want to cook your asparagus. Some people like their asparagus crunchy, some people like it more soft and whatnot. It's kind of up to you. I like mine's a little bit more on the well done side, but that's just me. So once you have your asparagus all cooked up the way you like it, go ahead and remove it from the heat, and we are going to move on to that garlic bread. So for our garlic bread, we gonna need a garlic spread. I got me about half a stick of some unsalted butter. I got me about, I would say 3 to 4 cloves of some minced garlic, freshly minced, and I also have a little bit of freshly chopped up parsley. I would say that's about half a tablespoon or so. I'm gonna go ahead and mix this up, and I forgot to mention, obviously this butter is at room temperature. You want to make sure it's at room temperature, because you're gonna have a very hard time mixing it up like this coming straight up out the fridge. So moving on to our bread, I'm gonna be using French bread. We're not using the whole loaf, but I'm just gonna cut off a couple slices that I need. Go ahead and get you a knife, chop it up just like so. So once you have your bread all sliced up, grab you a butter knife. For some reason, I can't find a butter knife in my home whatsoever at all, so I had to make do. Make do with what I got, and go ahead and spread that, garlicky goodness on each side of these pieces of French bread, or whatever bread you chose to use. Go ahead and be generous, spread it up proper, and you can toss these in the oven and probably bake them till they're nice and toasted. But for whatever reason, I chose to kind of toast them up on the pan. Well, so it's kind of optional. You're gonna get similar results either way, but I chose to go this route. I'm gonna go ahead and get my pan nice and hot, just like I always do, and get this garlic bread going. Toast them up on each side, just like so. Nice and simple, guys. What I found is sometimes making garlic bread, you literally forget about it in the oven and it comes out as hard as a shoe. I'm trying to tell you, inedible, can't do it. So this is why I like doing it this method. Sometimes you literally just forget it in the oven and that thing come out hard, man. So at this moment, your lobster should be almost done. No, we did not forget about you, but we need some garlic butter to go on top of that lobster. So again, I have half a stick of unsalted butter. I'm gonna toss in about, I would say, 4 cloves of minced garlic, as well as some of that freshly chopped parsley. We're gonna mix all of that together. Give it a nice little mix, but no, we are not done there. We need a little bit of zest in here. So yes, I got me a lemon, and we are gonna drop in a little bit of that lemon zest. Once we have that up in the pan, we are also gonna squeeze in just a little bit of that lemon juice, so we can add some of that citrusy goodness to this garlic butter that's gonna just take our lobster to the next stratosphere, guys. So our lobster is out of the oven. It was in there for about 10 minutes, but we're not done there. We're gonna layer on that good old garlic butter on our lobster. Again, cooking time will vary based on how big your lobster is. These are fairly small, so they cook very quickly. These were about 10 minutes and we're not done. We're gonna layer on this garlic butter and we're gonna put them back in the oven on broil for about 1 to 2 minutes. And in that time, you want to keep your eye on this lobster because you do not want it to burn or overcook. Because remember, broiled is very hot. You will burn some. I'm trying to tell you. So once your lobster, everything is all done, go ahead and plate up. Got the mashed potatoes, got the asparagus, got the beautiful lobster. And you can't forget the garlic bread. Get that on there as well, and bon appetit. Go ahead and chomp down on this goodness right here. This is absolutely amazing. Such a beautiful dish, and just out of this world. I'm trying to tell you. I hope you guys enjoyed watching. I will see you on the next one. Deuces.